Hi, guys. I am so excited to have one of my favorite people on the planet with me here today. I have Dr. Tanya Miszko, founder of 30 Minutes of Everything Workout Gym in Accord, New York. Hello, Happy New Year.
Hi, Happy New Year.
Thank you for being here. It's great to see you.
Oh, it's so great to see you. I'm excited.
Oh, good. Me too. Well, let's start off by telling people what's your business and how did you get started?
So I run I'm going to say a community fitness center. It's not really a gym, not really just an exercise studio. We do exercise, but it's basically a community group fitness class. 30 minutes of everything, half-hour classes, basically doing functional training, working the whole body. I've been doing personal training since I was 18 years old, which is a long time ago. And so when I moved back here to Accord, which is my hometown, the demographics are different for private training. So I figured I wanted to make exercise available to everybody, not just to people who had a lot of disposable income and could afford it. So I wanted it to be a part of everybody's daily habit, not just a luxury. So the 30 Minutes of Everything program, I started, and we just started with a half hour. I figured half hour, everyone has at least a half hour. Lack of time is like the number one reason why people don't exercise. So a half hour, one TV show. We all have one TV show in us. And I started that 2011. So this year is our 10-year anniversary.
Wow. Congratulations.
We've grown, thank you. We've grown from, I think, like 30-something people to over 200 in these last 10 years. It's been incredible. It's definitely a people-driven program, not an exercise-driven program. In addition to the exercise, I also do acupuncture. So we get the whole spirit, mind, and body. And for me, I kind of feel like the studio is my ministry. I get to help as many people as I can every day, and that fills me up every single day.
Wow. So obviously health and holistic health has been a passion of yours for forever, for your whole life. And
Forever.
and when you say people driven, what does that mean exactly? Like, do you change up the workouts based on the people, or how do you mean?
So basically the 30 Minutes of Everything program, I'm going to say, is probably the most individualized group training program. So I do it, they have 8 weeks on, 1 week off, and it's a class. So everyone's doing the same movement, but not everyone's doing it the same way. So it is customized to each person's own fitness level, also modifiable for, let's say, somebody had a hip replacement, or their wrist is bothering today, they can't do a push-up, or someone has a rotator cuff issue. So within our program, we're able to make these adjustments to progress a movement, make it a little harder, or regress a movement, make it a little easier, or give a totally different option so that the workout fits each person, even within the 30-minute class. So nobody's left out, nobody's excluded, everybody can be involved. I can have beginner, intermediate, and advanced in the same class, and everyone's getting a good workout.
That's amazing, because usually when you go to a class at a gym, it's all, you all do these steps, or you all did this spin cycle or whatever it is. And you're either there, like me in a spin class, trying hard to catch up and feeling like, oh, I can't do it like they can, and that kind of thing. So I think that's great. And that will keep people coming back, I would think, because it's really customized.
Yeah. And I am super picky about form. So I'm always watching for proper biomechanics, body alignment, and making sure that they're safe. So it's not just go in and do as much as you can. You go in and you do what you can properly. Properly will always come first, rather than let me grab this 80-pound sandbag. Nope, you probably should be using the 30-pound sandbag. So they're also looked after with their safety in mind and making sure that they're doing it properly.
That's incredible. Oh, that's great. Now, I know a lot of people who their dream is to start a business. How did you get the courage to jump in and do it?
Courage. That's a good one. um, so I never wanted to own a gym, ever. I've worked in gyms. I've worked privately. I've gone to people's homes. I've worked for other people. And I love the people. I don't love the business side of a business, paying the bills, managing the books. That does not drive me, not even a little bit. What drives me is the people. So I was very nervous. I was not very brave. I'm not a big risk taker. So I had, on the property where I am right now, I had a pizzeria, an organic pizzeria, and I was doing that full time. I was also going into people's homes and training them, still within my comfort zone because I was used to that. A group class, I had never taught. I never did aerobics, step aerobics, because I don't have the coordination. So I never taught a group fitness class. So here, when I opened up my business, this was the first time. So I started small for my own comfort level. And I advertised by word of mouth, friends, family, people that I knew. And I started with two or three classes a week. That's it. Just something to get me used to it. And then from there, it just built. And eventually, after 3 years, I wanted that full time. I didn't want to do the pizzeria anymore. And so I switched. And basically, I was running the pizza business with my husband at the time. Said, here's the deal. I love my business. I don't love the pizza business. So either you take over the pizza business or we shut it down because I want 100% of my time in my studio. So we shut the pizza business down and I got 100% of my studio. And I went from 2 or 3 classes a week to 40.
Wow.
Yep. So I did it slowly because I'm a weenie. I don't take a lot of risks, and I need to go slow. And that to me was comfortable and wasn't so scary. I couldn't jump in and do 40 classes. I tiptoed into it, and then it just continued to go.
That's great advice, though, because I think if somebody does want to take that leap, it's super scary to think, okay, this is not going to be 80 hours of my life. And you might also think, I think I'm going to like this, but I'm not 100% sure I am going to like being my own boss. So if you're able to do it in steps, little by little, while keeping your quote day job, that's a really
Right.
simple way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love that. Because I think that's one of the main roadblocks is people are really like, well, I can't quit my job and do this business. So it's like, well, don't quit your job. Start it anyway, however you can.
Right. Right.
Wow. Wow. So
That's what worked for me.
I love that. And I'm so happy you've been so successful. Of course you are.
You know, and it's, I mean, it's a passion-driven business. I honestly, not until COVID did I ever think to look at like the business numbers of retention, people that are coming in, out. Some of the things that my accountant has brought up, I don't even know existed. I just continue to do and put out there because I love it. I love what I do.
So speaking of COVID, how have you had to pivot? I'm sure there have been lots of changes with because it's a group setting. Do tell.
Yeah. Yeah. COVID has created a lot of roadblocks, a lot of obstacles. However, also opened up different doors of opportunity. So me not being the risk taker, like I said, people over the years have asked for a video option of 30 minutes of everything. And I didn't want to do it. I never was like, oh, no, I can't do one more thing. I need the people. I'm going to be in the studio. I don't want to do videos. Well, COVID kind of threw me off the cliff and forced me to do videos. So for me, in New York, we got shut down on March 16th. That, because I do 8 weeks of an 8-week program, my first week of the program was the week before. And I had some people who were nervous because we had just got the first positive case in our county. And I was like, well, how do I keep people still exercising, still involved in the program, but not in my studio? So the weekend before I got shut down, I already recorded a couple of videos and uploaded them to YouTube on my phone, not professional on any level. I made a whole lot of mistakes, but by Monday, I was ready to get something out there so that the people who didn't feel safe could continue to do the exercise, but just remotely. Then I got shut down. I went into panic mode because I have this sense of control that I realized, yeah, it's imaginary. I don't really have any control. So for 17 days straight, I recorded videos, exercise videos. And after 17 days, my body was killing me. But I wanted to get ahead of the game. So my in-person studio got shut down. I had videos ready to go on Monday, and everybody that was signed up literally just switched over and started doing the pre-recorded videos. It was perfect because we also had a stay-at-home order. So everybody's schedule was insane. Nothing was scheduled. So my latest class at that time was 6 p.m., 6:30. Somebody, because their schedule was crazy and now they were homeschooling kids, I would get text messages from people that they're not working out until 10 o'clock at night.
Wow.
But they're working out. So the pre-recorded videos that I had on YouTube, they could watch at their leisure anytime before midnight that day. So it worked out, and I've kept that going. I used to have 40 classes. I'm now down to 15. So in order to open up, there's been a lot of restrictions, different regulations, different protocols, a lot of juggling, a lot of different hats. But I'm now also able to have classes in the studio. So I have people inside and I have people still doing the videos at their home. When we had nice weather, I mean, in New York right now, it's kind of chilly. And we have a snowstorm going on, so we're not outside. I also had outdoor classes. I'm very fortunate that I have property and I could hold classes outside. I could put 20 people in my front yard and it was fine. So I've pivoted. You're forced to pivot. I've made a lot of adjustments. It's also forced me to be a little more creative and open to distributing my services in a different way. Still doing what I do, but doing it differently. I also do Zoom privates, which at first I was like, well, how am I going to coach somebody on a computer? Do I just sit there and watch you the whole time? And I do, but I'm watching the form. I can still see if someone's back is rounded or if their hips aren't back far enough. So I've gotten more comfortable with the changes and doing my business differently. And so as panicked as I was initially, it's opened up a lot more doors that I wouldn't have been so brave to open on my own.
But you are brave because you didn't just hang it up and say, oh, well, I can't do what I normally do, so I'm going to shut down. I mean, you really, that's the definition of bravery. I mean, so are there any insights or encouraging things you say to yourself every morning or while you're going that allows you to harness this bravery that you can think of?
I love what I do. I love what I do. And being able to do what I love is my driving force. So if I have to do it differently, I'll do it differently. I'll always adjust and I'll always pivot. Even if I don't want to, or even if I think that I don't have the skill to do the videos. I still am not good at video editing, but I'm still doing it. I've recorded over 150 videos so far since March.
Oh, that's incredible.
And it's just, I've taken the videos outside to different remote locations around town, also helping to promote other businesses around town that have been shut down.
Oh, what do you mean? That's so cool.
So we have a market down the road, and they were shut down like everybody else was. So I got permission to go into their field. It's a cornfield, which cornfields freak me out, I will say. So I stood a little bit in front of their cornfield, and I set up my video camera, brought all my equipment, and I did my video outside in their cornfield. And then afterwards, I just took the video camera and I gave like a little tour of their gardens and where they are and stuff. But so I guess I would have to say, being in a community is also my driver. That also motivates me, and that makes me feel good to do something for my community, whether it's for the people in my class or other businesses that are struggling. I'm a big people person, so the more I can be around people or give to my people, the happier I am.
That's so inspiring because, we're really focusing on go for it, start your own business. But when you look at, well, why am I starting this business? If it's going to be a business or some creative endeavor that's in service to others, that just elevates it automatically, at least I think.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. I mean, exercise is exercise. I mean, anybody can do exercise. Anybody can do the exercises that I do. But I honestly feel that the interaction with the clients, my friends, they're all my friends, and my community is what makes what I do so special to me, which then translates to them. It's not just an exercise program. This is how I view it, as the Cheers of Accord, New York.
Oh.
My studio is the Cheers, but with the exercise version, not the bar version. So we all do life together, and we share our lives together in the exercise studio. But it's the people, without a doubt, the people that drive it.
Yeah. Well, and I also think, going back to what you said about the 30 minutes of everything, it's so not intimidating that way, because like you said, everybody has 30 minutes. So you can walk into that studio or put on a video and say, I have the time for this. It's not this huge,
Right.
I haven't had 90 minutes or it's huge. I can do this. And that right off the bat, I think is so brilliant of you to do, because that gets somebody in the mindset of, I can do this. And then to have the support makes it even better. Wow.
And you know what I used to do with private clients in an hour, I'm doing in 30 minutes. So I've also and I would say that the fitness industry has evolved over the years, and I've evolved, and I continue to learn because the industry keeps changing. And the more I learn, whatever I'm learning, I implement immediately into the studio. So you don't need an hour anymore. Depending upon how you program your workout, you don't need an hour to get a good quality workout. You just need to spend your time properly.
Right. Well, I have to say, you're such a positive person, which I've always known. But how do you choose happiness in your daily life?
It's a choice. It is a choice.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Yeah, without a doubt. I grew up with an angry dad. And when I moved out, I decided I was not going to be surrounded by that anymore. And people would ask me, what do you want to be when you grow up? Happy. That's it. All these other things don't matter. Whatever. Even me being a fitness coach. For me, I'm very emotional and very feelings driven. So being happy is important. And I'll joke with my clients and say, I live in a bubble. I've created a bubble of sunshine and rainbows. No black clouds are allowed. And that keeps me happy. But I mean, it's a choice. So I limit my exposure to negativity. I turned my television off in 2008. So I have Netflix, but I choose what I watch. I watch happy shows. I don't watch anything dark. I don't watch anything violent. I implement that choice into my daily life. I also start my day with devotionals. Very strong cup of coffee. And my breakfast bar and my devotionals. So that sets my mood, my attitude, and my intention for the day. And that's where I go from.
I love the bubble idea because I think sometimes people think, oh, if I am not outraged and angry and upset about the state of the world, then I am not doing enough. And it's kind of like, but what's that doing to your soul? And what's that doing to your mind and to your heart?
So yeah, so with me not watching the news, I've had several people, family members included, who have let me know, you need to stay informed. You're ignorant of what's going on around you. You need to know. Well, I don't, because I am a happy person not knowing.
Right.
And I feel like if there's something that I need to know, ignorant or not, somebody will tell me. I will find out about it.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, I'm going to smile every day and be happy and enjoy all the tiny moments in my sunshine and rainbow bubble.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. May I join you in your bubble?
Oh, anytime, please.
You spoke about your devotionals. What are some other tools someone can have in their toolbox for choosing happiness and or having the courage to go for what they want in life?
A support network.
Mm.
So whether it's friends, family, counselor, life coach, whoever it is, somebody that can support you, can listen to you, support you, not judge you, like actually listen to what you want. I also think that surrounding yourself with positive people, positive experiences. So if you're in an environment where everyone's negative and everyone hates their job, you're going to hate your job too. You're not going to want to, or you're not going to have the energy to move forward or bust out of that or take your surrounding yourself with people who are positive to read sheet summary, and I can't remember them off the top of my head right now, unfortunately. But just different perspectives on life, on how to perceive things that are coming in, how to not take called you do you. There's a lot of cursing in the book, but if you can get past the cursing, it's a lot of positive reinforcement, a lot of promotion of self-love. And I feel like doing work on yourself, learning to love yourself and like yourself is going to put you in a better position to take a risk, to be brave, to follow your dream, because you have to be a whole person in order to be strong enough to go up against anything that you're going to come up against, or to be brave enough to step out of your comfort zone.
Mm-hmm. Right. So the loving and I like the term liking yourself, because there's times when we can say, oh, I love myself, but I don't really like myself. To really
Right.
like yourself as a friend, as a support system of your own, can then give you a foundation to strike out and say, well, of course I can do this. I believe I can do this. Wow.
Yep.
That's huge.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. I
And
love
that process of self-love or self-awareness, it's not always a friendly, nice process. There are things that you may realize about yourself. You're like, am I really like that?
Right.
And you acknowledge it. You become aware of it. And if you don't like who you are, you don't like a certain characteristic, you work to change it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's another choice. That's another choice with choosing happiness, is
Yep.
choosing to change things about yourself that you might not want to acknowledge. But then when you
Right.
do, you're able to live the life that you want.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Oh my gosh, my brain is just like bubbling.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, great. Tell us all where to find 30 minutes of everything and all of your videos and all of your. Could someone sign up for a just video class, like from anywhere in the world?
Yeah. Anywhere in the world, anybody can do it.
Tell us where to find
Yep.
you.
So all the information is on my website, 30minutesofeverything.com. There's a special link under the classes for online videos. You can watch, you can sign up for one video, you can buy a 5-pack, a 10-pack, whatever you want. You sign up, you schedule, I send you the YouTube link, and you have to watch it anytime before midnight that night. And you are good. If you're in New York, you can sign up for an in-studio class. I'm on Facebook's 30 Minutes of Everything. I'm on Instagram, 30 Minutes of Everything. I have a Twitter account, but honestly, I don't post to Twitter too much. So basically Facebook, Instagram, yeah, and I post on there daily. Now somebody had asked me, or had commented to me, I suggested to somebody that their daughter should follow me on Instagram. And he's like, well, she doesn't really exercise. I go, well, that's fine because I'm not posting exercise. He's like, but you're a fitness studio. Yeah, but anybody can post exercise. What I share is personal experience. I share wisdom. I share encouragement, life skills, motivation, inspiration. Everyone needs a little boost. So that's what you will check out.
And I have to say, we'll have the links listed below, but I have so many screenshots of your 30 minutes of everything post. I'd be like, oh, she nailed it, click. And we were going through my, and I was like, oh my gosh, there's so many of these because they're just, and so often they're perfect for that day. I'm like, how are you in my head? It's great. It's so great.
It's incredible. Sometimes I'll get an email and someone's like, how did you know? I needed to hear that today. Like, I needed to hear that. And I'm sharing my life with you and the things that are going on. And, some of the posts are very vulnerable, but they're real. They're real. And I'm a real person experiencing life and sharing it with you.
Which I appreciate. And especially now when we're in this whole, we're all in this together mindset of not knowing what the future's going to hold. Being vulnerable is so important because none of us, this choosing happiness thing has gotten even more difficult as the days have gone on. So having that camaraderie of, I'm going through that too, I need some help too, is so helpful right now, especially.
Yep. Yep. I feel like community support is huge. Friend support, even people I don't know, who follow me on Instagram or Facebook. There is something about the pandemic that is drawing us closer. Mm-hmm. Even if we are further apart,
right? Because
we're finding different ways to connect to each other because we're humans, and humans, we need to connect. And if we can't see each other, close, we're finding other ways to do it.
Mm-hmm. And you found magnificent ways. And I am so grateful to you for doing this. Thank you so much. You have taught me
so
much.
You are so welcome.
Thinking about this for days and days. Thank you. Good luck.
You are welcome.
Of the pandemic, everything. And I look forward to when you can just throw open your doors to everyone again. Right.
I will. At some point in time, we will be able to open fully and be able to hug each other without a mask on and see each other's smiles.
Yes. Oh,
my goodness. I do. I miss smiles. I miss seeing someone's face.
Yes, I do too. Oh, it's so good to see your face. Thank you.
Yes. You're welcome.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.